Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I have part 2 or the second part 2. I don't even know how long I'm going to do this for. So it's just the second version of a video I've already done on this channel. And it is my essentials for a child ages 6 months to 1 year old. So I've already done my newborn essentials, so newborn through 6 months, products that I think were essential for me. So these are just things that I absolutely think that you need. Now, there are other things that I have for Winnie that I think are awesome and they were lifesavers for me, but I don't know that they particularly would be the same for everyone. They could be, but I wouldn't call them essential. But if you would like me to do another video where I name my favorite products for this age range, as opposed to just the essentials that I think you absolutely need no matter who you are, let me know and I'll do that. Oh, Winnie. Oh, she's okay. Alright, so I do have Winnie here with me today. I had her in my newborn one. Can you say hi to all the people? Say hi. Good girl. She just learned to wave. Oh, yeah. Alright. You guys don't judge me for what you see happening here. And it's just, this basically sums up this age range. So first I want to talk about this teething necklace. Now, Winnie has been teething for a while now. She has 2 bottom teeth, and I think she's cutting some more right now. Yeah, look at that. There are teething necklaces all over the internet. You can find so many different styles and kinds. They all work the same to me. And when I say teething necklace, I'm not talking about those amber ones that you put on, you know, your baby. I don't have those. I'm talking about the ones that the moms would wear as, like, you know, fashion, but they are also made out of this silicone kind of bendy material that's good for teething, and it's very tough. So no matter how many teeth your kid has, I think that this is pretty safe. And they come in so many different colors. I got mine from Wear Tough. They're on Amazon. They're actually based out of Kentucky, which I didn't know. So that's even a plus for me because it's local, because I'm in Kentucky. So I will link them down below if you're interested, but like I said, you can get these from several places. They're pretty affordable. I only just have the one, and I got it in white because I figured this would match most things, and it's worked perfectly fine. So, and she loves it. The next thing I don't have sitting here in front of me to show you, but different sized nipples for bottles if you're doing any kind of bottle feeding. We use Dr. Brown's bottles, and actually I'm pretty sure all brands of bottles do this though. They have different sized nipples. They label them on the nipple. It's called like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it goes up to 4, maybe 5. I'm not sure. But that was one mistake that we were making. She didn't switch to a stage 2 nipple until she was like 7 months old, which is way past the time when she should have. The only difference between the sizes and the numbers is that the size of the nipple opening, it gets a little bit bigger the higher up you go in numbers, which makes it makes it easier for them to eat, especially with teeth, and it makes the feeding process go a little quicker. So you're not sitting there for like forever trying to wait for your kid to drink their bottle. Yeah, make sure you're just aware of that. That's definitely essential. Like, for most people that's probably common sense, but I didn't even know they made different sizes until I was at the store and I was like, wait a minute. There's a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and then I read like the age range and I was like kind of freaking out a little bit. So yeah, just make sure you know that. Okay, so the next thing is a pack and play, which is obviously too big for me to even show you here. But that is what she sleeps in right now. They had changed the suggestions and guidelines for protection against SIDS. This year, actually maybe a couple months ago, they said don't let your child sleep in their own room until they're 1 year old, which I know to a lot of people out there, if you didn't have your first baby within the last year, then you're thinking that sounds crazy. But for me, since that is a new guideline that they just came out with, since I have been a first-time parent and I was looking for those guidelines, then I'm gonna follow it. And I don't think it's crazy for me to do that, because if that's what all the scientists and pediatricians and doctors say is the best way to prevent that, then I'm gonna listen to it. She's 9 months old now, and we're gonna plan on having her in our room until she's at least 11 months old. I'm starting to think now, like, if I did put her in her crib now, it would be okay. I think I wouldn't be afraid of her suffocating or anything. It's just she's kind of going through the sleep regression, and it's just kind of messy. And so I think that the guideline is best for us for other reasons as well. But anyway, so pack and play. So pack and play is the thing that most closely resembles the sleeping arrangement of the crib. So I think it will be easy to transition her from the pack and play to the crib. Right now she sleeps in the bottom of the pack and play, and we have like a crib sheet in there because it kind of fits the thing. And that's about it. We don't have anything around her. We give her a little blanket, but it's one of those 8 and anise blankets that are breathable, so she does get it in her face. But yeah, pack and play I would highly, highly suggest. And I've seen, we don't use it this way, but I've seen many, 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 many mothers use their pack and play as like a confined play area for their children. So they'll put them in the bottom of the pack and play, like in the living room or something, and then put toys in there, and their babies are perfectly happy. That would never work for my baby. My baby is highly dramatic and dependent on people. Yeah, her personality just would never go good with that, but some babies would. So I would highly recommend a pack and play for that reason. And it's really easy to just fold up and take outside or somewhere else if you're going on vacation. So the next essential is Tylenol. Children's Tylenol and children's Motrin. Children's Motrin not so much, because they only really want you to give that to your kid if they have a fever and they have the flu or a really bad cold. But I would suggest having that around as well. You just don't need to use it as often. It's because it's not as, it has more potential bad side effects than Tylenol does. We'll put it that way. Tylenol though, we use it for teething all the time, and we get the cherry kind, and I love the fact that when you put the little syringe in there, the kind that we have, you put it in and you can tip it upside down because it's sealed and pull the medicine out that way. It's so much easier to do it that way. Whoever came up with that is a genius and needs to be given like a Nobel Prize. Yeah, we use Tylenol all the time. It works wonders for teething babies, and it works wonders if your baby has a little bit, you know, just feeling a little bit under the weather. And when they do have the flu or a really bad cold where they might also need the Motrin, my doctor anyways recommends, you know, doing Motrin and then Tylenol, kind of like alternating between the two, because that's the best way to get rid of the fever. So Tylenol is just great to have around. You can never have enough around. Obviously you shouldn't be using it 24/7 because drug overdose, obviously, duh. But you know, just according to the correct guidelines. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about are nose aspirators, or nose suckers as I like to call them. This is what Winnie was sucking on at the beginning of the movie, and I asked you guys not to judge me, but it is what it is. It's just snot, so whatever. There are two I have here. This is the most popular one. This is the Nose Frida, and it's alright. It's not my favorite. The other one I have here is definitely, I prefer more than this one, and it's not anything to do with the way you suck, although I will say that when you use these to suck up, I know a lot of moms are afraid to use these because they are afraid to get like snot in their mouth, because you're supposed to like suck it out of their nose. That's not going to happen to you. They have a system built in with, and it comes with interchangeable little sponges in case you do get a little something on there. But it's pretty safe. With this one though, I will say one time I did get a little bit of something in my mouth, and it was kind of gross. But when your baby really needs it, like you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be gross to you anymore. But this one is not my favorite. It's just a little more flimsy, and it's easier to clean, I will say that, but it's just not my favorite. The one I would suggest picking up is the Neomed Naspira. That's what it's called, and it's just like kind of like a bulb sucker. And let me tell you why I like this one better. First of all, it's more durable, and everything is just like thicker, so it is a little bit bulkier, but I've never gotten any kind of taste of snot in my nose while using this one. And it also comes with interchangeable little spongy things. But the thing I like about this one the most is that you can remove the tube and close the cap like this, and then you can use it as a regular bulb sucker. Or you could use it as a nose sucker, which, by the way, if you use it this way, it's going to be 100,000 times more effective. And the thing I like about this one also is that if you use it as a bulb sucker at the same time that you're sucking in, so you'll get twice the suction, and you can get so much crap out of their nose smaller amounts of time than with this one, where it's just like a hard plastic, like you can't squeeze it or anything. So the Neomed Naspira, essential. Another thing I would just suggest real quick is when you start feeding your baby purees or food or anything that you're going to use spoons with, I would suggest think about the number of spoons that you might need, and then get twice that many spoons. with my baby anyways, when you're feeding them, I feel like you have to also give them a clean spoon, because if you don't, they're gonna constantly grab the spoon of food that you're trying to feed them and they make a huge mess. So just get double the amount of spoons that you think that you're gonna need. The next thing I want to talk about is a bumbo. I know some people think that the bumbos are useless. For my baby, she's a little bit underweight, and she's 9 months and she's only 16.5 pounds, which is a little bit under. So she still fits in a bumbo, and she was able to sit in a bumbo around 3 months old, to 2.5 to 3 months old. So we've gotten quite good use out of it. We'll sit her in on the floor while I'm doing something, and we'll give her toys, and we know that she's safe there. We don't really put it up on high surfaces like tables or anything unless we're feeding her and we're like sitting there right there with her, you know. I would never leave her out there and walk away. So, but I think it's perfectly safe for the floor. I don't really care what people say. I think they're essential. Unless your baby comes out being kind of a chunky baby, then they're probably not going to fit in the bumbo. I'm just going to be honest, because it does kind of have a limited weight range. But if your baby's on the smaller side, I think a bumbo is 100% essential. And then the next thing I want to talk about is floor. Those little soft floor mat puzzle things. They connect together like puzzles. We have hardwood floors in most of our house besides in the bedrooms. So in the living room, when we want to watch TV and we need to play, we needed like a soft surface on the ground because we have hardwood floors. So we got those little floor puzzles, and they're around $25, and you can actually, if you search even harder, you can find things on Amazon and elsewhere that are like, they're made to look like hardwood floors, but they're the same kind of foamy stuff, and they connect like puzzle pieces. And I will link down what we have, which is kind of geared towards children. It's like an actual puzzle, it has bright colors and stuff like that. And I will also link down a version that looks like, you know, marble or hardwood floor if you want to get fancy with it. If you have hardwood floors in the main living area of your house, I think those are 100% essential as well. And then the next thing I'll talk about is a baby monitor. Now, it doesn't matter what kind you have, I really don't think, as long as you can mostly see your child, I think that's good enough. We just have a pretty cheap one. This is the VTech. I don't know what it's called, but it's just a VTech one, and basically all we can do is we can push a button here to talk into the room if we need to, and then you can zoom in. That's how fancy as this one gets, and the picture is not super good, but it's good enough for me. So this way I can hear if she starts coughing, and the sound is good, so that's mostly what matters to me. I wanted to kind of be able to see, but mostly hear. If she was coughing or kind of like, you know, having a hard time breathing, I could run in there, but I would never imagine having a child without having some sort of monitor. Like, I just can't. So that's 100% essential for me. And then the last thing I want to talk about, which I think is super important, and I really wish I would have known about this earlier, because then I would have put it in my first essentials video for newborns. So this goes for all ages of children and parents of children, but Facebook groups for moms. And now there are a ton of them out there. I'm a member of a few of them. There's ones that are like area specific, so like I live in Kentucky in the Louisville area, so Louisville moms, that's a great, like, you know, whatever city or area you live in, look one up for that, because that's great, because then you can get deets on like festivals and like events going on that are family friendly that you might not have known about before, and you can have play groups if you are into that kind of thing. So that's a great one to join. Also, if you're like a certain religion, or if you're like a military wife, or you know, you have a certain niche personality or family type that you fit into that you want support from, then join one of those groups as well. And then the last one I want to talk about that has been the most helpful for me is I'm a member of a Facebook group called June 2016 First Time Moms. So it's a group of 420 moms who had their first child in the same month and year that I did. So all of our kids, our firstborn children, are the same age. So it's a very specific group, and I don't know that something like this exists for every month and year for first-time moms, but I will tell you, I am so happy to have found this group. I get so many good tips, and people ask questions. Like, if I have a question, like, is my baby, or is your baby doing this too? Our babies are the same age. Does your baby also do this? Is it an age thing? And it's just so fun to be a part of this group where our kids are going through the same things at the same exact time, and we, as first-time parents, are experiencing it for the first time. It is super, super helpful. So, and I just found this when he was like 7 months old, and I really feel like I missed out. So if you are a first-time mother, you should look up and see if a group like this exists for the month and year that you became a first-time parent. All right, and that is it for my 6 month to 1 year baby essentials. If you want to see me do a video of my favorite products that I think are just fun, not necessarily essential, like this cool thing that I made, it is a sensory bottle with glitter and oil. It's pretty sweet. I put stickers on it. Then just let me know. I'd be happy to do that video as well. So hit that subscribe button and also click the little bell thing next to the subscribe button if you want to be notified every time that I actually upload. Basically, the subscribe button does nothing anymore. So thank you, YouTube. I don't upload too much, so I promise you I won't be spamming you. I don't got time for that, so. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Comment down below with what you thought was essential for your baby age 6 months to 1 year. I would love to know if there's something I missed or something that I'm like missing out on right now. Heaven forbid. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.